lasagna! Guys, what is better than sitting down to a nice plate of lasagna? Okay, well, sitting next to me and having a nice plate of lasagna, obviously, but not everyone can have that luxury. Now, this has been requested a few times in the past, so sorry I haven't done it before, but we're getting to it now in 2021. So yes, we're gonna make a nice family lasagna. Nothing too complicated, simple ingredients. But before we dive into this, remember, do the usual thing. Hit the subscribe button and the grey notification bell. Allow all notifications, so when I upload a video, YouTube tells you about it. You can watch it and make some delicious food. So yes, the first thing we need to do is make a meat sauce to go in our lasagna. Right, okay. As all good stews, meat sauces, ragus, anything like that, stews, casseroles, starts with carrot, onion and celery. And literally all I've done is peel them and we're just going to grate it. Just grate everything up.
This is how we do this.
So there we are, there's our vegetables nicely grated. My eyes are streaming from that onion because it was flipping strong. But anyway, what we need to do now is get some meat into that pan. Into the pan then with some olive oil, about a tablespoon, and then onto a medium-high heat. So the meat then is 250 grams of pork and 500 grams of beef. The pork kind of keeps it nice and moist and velvety, and the beef adds a nice meatiness. That's basically what it does. And then we're just going to kind of take a wooden spoon, start breaking it down, and we want to get a little bit of colour on the meat. And what might happen is lots of water will start coming out of the meat. That's fine, just continue frying it until all of that's evaporated and it starts sizzling again. Okay, so after about 10 minutes of browning, it's got a bit of colour on there. Next, I'm going to add the vegetables, and I've turned the heat down to low because we don't want to kind of burn the vegetables. And again, just for about another 5-10 minutes, just spend some time softening those veg. We're just kind of getting everything going, getting everything started. Right, so those veggies are starting to soften nicely. Next thing I'm going to add is a couple of bay leaves. Smush them up a bit, get those in. Then I'm going to mince in 3 cloves of garlic and a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree paste. And again, you want to cook out the garlic and the tomato paste. It's going to take like 30 seconds. That's the neighbours. All right, don't slam your doors. Having a bit of an argument, are we? Then after about 30 seconds, we're going to add some white wine. You could use red as well if you want. And I'm going to simmer that for about 10-15 minutes, just to kind of reduce the wine by about half, which takes out the rawness of the alcohol, and you're left with the sweetness, the flavour, and all the lovely stuff of the wine. It's pretty crucial that you do this, because if you don't, well, your lasagna is going to taste like a pub drip tray. All right? You don't want that. Okay, so that wine has reduced down quite considerably. We're now going to add some other bits and bobs, namely a can of chopped tomatoes. Now, I don't usually use tinned tomatoes in my meat sauce, but you've got to remember that a lasagna is very rich. There's lots of cheese, there's lots of creamy sauce, lots of pasta, and I think the tomatoes add a bit of sweetness, a bit of tartness, which kind of cuts through everything. So that's why I've put it in. Then I'm going to add the milk, and it goes. And of course we need some salt and pep. Don't overdo it, because you can always season it at the end of cooking. And I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons, level teaspoons of oregano. Mix all that together. I'm going to pop the lid on, and I'm going to stick it on the back burner. Oh, that's hot, 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 hot. Pitch. Now that meat sauce needs to trickle away for a good 2 to 3 hours. You cannot rush this step. It needs that time to kind of develop, reduce down, go nice and saucy, and that is going to be the perfect base for your lasagna. Don't rush it. I'm telling you, don't rush it. If you're thinking, I don't want to hang around for 2 to 3 hours waiting to make my lasagna, do this the day before. That's what I'm going to do. So the next time you see me will be tomorrow. Or you could batch cook it. I don't know, take a Sunday afternoon, make a load of this up, portion it up into freezer bags, stick it in the freezer, obviously when it's cooled down. Then anytime you want a lasagna, just whip one out, thaw it, and you've got like 70% of the work already done. If it looks like it might be a bit too dry, just add a touch of water, but as long as you keep it on a nice low temperature, it shouldn't happen. So I'm going to leave it cooking away. When it's done, I'm just going to leave it to cool down, and I'll use it tomorrow. So yes, I'll see you tomorrow for the next part. Well, you'll see it straight away, but you know what I mean. Would you like some lasagna tomorrow? Say hello to everybody. He's got his claw out. Ah, why are you digging into my arm? Ow, 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 ow. Cock-a-doodle-doo and welcome to lasagna part 2. Yes, so yesterday we made this lovely stuff. But anyway, what we're going to do is we've got some flour here and some butter and we're going to make a white sauce, our bechamel. So get your face down here and I'll show you how to do it in this pan. Right, simple bechamel then, an absolute doddle to do. Got a pan here, get that onto a medium heat and in with our butter. It's equal quantities of butter to flour. Just nice and easy to understand. We're just going to melt that down, and once the butter's melted, add in the flour. And what we're making is a roux. And again, don't buy the stuff out the jar because, you know, it's just not very good. And it's so easy to make yourself. But what we're going to do is just kind of toast that flour a bit, take out the graininess and the rawness before we add the milk. It's going to take like a minute. And after about a minute, we can start adding the milk. I'm going to go in with about a quarter of it to start with. And what will happen is it will kind of form into a sludge. It'll go kind of lumpy and that is absolutely fine. And just kind of keep stirring and you'll see, look, see how it's kind of clumping together. Go in with some more, about another quarter, and then just keep repeating it until you've added all the milk. Don't worry if it looks a bit too thin like it does at the minute. As it kind of heats up, it will thicken up. But listen, at the minute that's just kind of like butter, flour and milk. It's going to taste very bland, so we need to season it up. So I'm going to go in with a hefty pinch of salt, or 2. I'm using some white pepper. You can use black pepper if you want. Use what you've got to hand. I'll say about a teaspoon. Then I'm going to use some of this stuff, nutmeg. It's absolutely fantastic in a bechamel. And buy the whole ones as well, like this. Well, that's like half a one because I've used it. Because honestly, they're so much better than the powdered stuff. And they're practically indestructible. Like I've got nutmegs here that are like 8 years old, 9 years old. And they're still as good as they were when I bought them. So honestly, there's no excuse not to have them in your cupboard. And I'm going to grate in about half a teaspoon's worth of nutmeg. Let's give it a quick taste. Definitely do the bit more salt. I'm not going to add too much more because we're going to add some Parmesan cheese, which I'm going to add now. And you want about 50 grams, okay? If you want a bit more, if you want a bit less, it's up to you. And you'll notice I use the pre-grated stuff, but listen, it's going to be fine. It's going to be tasty, it's going to be wonderful. And there is your wonderful cheesy Parmesan, nutmeggy bechamel sauce. So now the bechamel is done, we can get on and assemble this lasagna. So I've got my bolognese meat ragu stuff here. You can see my meat sauce there, you can see it's not too wet, it's quite thick, but it's got some moisture to it as well. You don't want like a super runny kind of meat sauce because otherwise you end up with like just a gloopy mess at the end. So all we're going to do is start with a thin layer of the meat sauce just on the bottom. Doesn't need to be like super neat or anything like that. Okay, and then we're going to lay on some lasagna sheets. Now you can use fresh lasagna sheets or you can use dried. If you're going to use the dried ones, make sure that you get the ones that don't need pre-cooking. If you get the other sort, you'll just need to blanch them in some water for a couple of minutes. But these don't need pre-cooking, so I'm just going to lay them straight on. At 2, and you know, I'm going to have to kind of break a bit off. Ooh, to kind of stuff in the edge there. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Then I'm going to add some more of that meat sauce. Just on the top. And don't make your layers of meat sauce too thick. Because the idea is you want quite a few layers. At least 3, but I would say try and aim for 4 or 5. Then I'm going to spoon on some of our bechamel sauce. Just kind of like drip it over. You don't need to like cover every single part of the meat sauce. You just want nice globules. Globules? Globules. Yeah, that. Yes. Then just another sprinkling of Parmesan. Then a sprinkling of grated mozzarella. You can use fresh as well if you like, it's up to you. And just because I like that kind of aniseed herbal kick in my lasagna, I'm going to add some torn basil leaves. More lasagna sheets on the top. So now what you need to do is do another layer of meat sauce, more bechamel, more cheese, more basil, another layer of pasta, repeat, 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 till you get to the top, and then you'll finish with a layer of meat sauce, bechamel, more cheese, and then we can get it in the oven. So I'm going to carry on, do this, and I'll see you when it's ready. There we are. Oh, that is a weighty boy. But it's ready for the oven. Let's go. Now that shouldn't take very long to cook at all, okay? Because essentially all you're doing is warming everything back up and cooking that pasta through. So it's going to take like 30 to 40 minutes. If you're using fresh pasta sheets, probably like 20 to 30. But listen, that's going to take like 30, 40 minutes. I'm going to sit down for a bit. Or, Maybe do a bit of washing up, a bit of clearing up, because look, it's a mess everywhere. See you in a bit. Oh, oh my God, that is smoking hot. Whew. Look at that, hey? But listen, I'm gonna say it. Do not cut into that and eat that straight away. Yes, I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be hotter than Satan's bum crack. You'll burn the roof of your mouth. You'll instantly regret it. You'll throw the lasagna in the bin. You'll punch a wall and you will just be very disappointed. So just leave it for like 10-15 minutes. Let it calm down, settle down. We can cut into it and try it. Yes, I know, but you can't have it. Ha, lasagna, baby. Oh, my neighbour's definitely heard that. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, it's like the king of pasta dishes, isn't it? I don't think you can see very well, but there's layers in there. Cheese, bolognese sauce, the pasta, all that yummy stuff. Enough talking. Make it. Absolutely 100% make it. I don't know what it is in this country, but I see a lot of people serve lasagna with chips. And I just think, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. It's got everything you need right there. It is a perfect food delivery system of meat, carbs and vegetables. You don't need anything else. So there we have it. There's my easy, simple family lasagna. Yes, I know it takes a bit of time, like the meat sauce needs time to cook out, but you need to do it. It needs the love, it needs the time, so do it the day before. But listen, I'm not going to stick around much longer. I need to go because I want to finish this off because I'm starving. But listen, if you enjoyed the video, then do the usual. Like it, share it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my lasagna. And no, it's not authentic, it's not a traditional lasagna. But it's bloody good. So I'm going to love and leave you. I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video. And bye for now. Or ciao bueno, as the Italians would say. Does that mean goodbye? Ciao bueno. I don't think it does actually. I think I just made that up. Hold on. Hey Google, what's Italian for goodbye?
In Italian, that's addio.
Addio. What's ciao bueno then? I don't know because I'm not Italian. Anyway, I'll see you folks later.